I want to move to Kini from Mount Sinai. If she is ready, she can take it over and we can all relax with some yoga.
Thank you, Ron. And I hope all the participants will stay. I know all the time you have given opportunity for us to do live cases. From live cases, we are moving on to how interventional cardiologists can, between cases, do something so that they can have some kind of a stretching which can be done at any time during the day. So just I think we'll go to something. Most people are probably right now on the chair, so I'm not going to show the true yoga, which is usually done on the mat. So what I would say is everybody sit on the chair straight. The way when I meant straight is that this is very important for all of us, where we are sitting whole day and slouching on the laptop, on the computer. So what actually happens is our upper back, shoulders, everything starts rotating inwards. So when I'm saying that everybody has to be straight, that you got to take your skull or the vertex as a center and you're sitting. So I'm showing my lateral. So when you're sitting, you see here it's like a straight line that you're drawing from the center of your skull all the way through the spine down to where your seat is. So that's the way you got to be sitting. And then what we would say is take some deep breath. Breathing is an important part for all of us. And this, I think we can do at any time during the day. All of us, I think if you take naturally, only do shallow breath. So when we say deep breath means essentially you go take a breath through your nostrils. And as you're breathing, what we do is your lung capacity has to increase. Your diaphragm goes down and the alveoli that normally do not open are open. So, and when you exhale again, all the air comes out through the nostril or through the mouth. Same thing. In, and your deep breathing, diaphragm is down, belly is up, and breathe out. This breathing exercise is important. Do it at any time in the car, when you're reading, when you're in a conference, when you're in your M&M meetings, any kind of meeting. And I can tell you, I think breathing was probably the key, and your respiratory system, respiratory muscle, everything remains very active. Come out again. So you want to do it 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, do it multiple times in a day. So once that is done, other thing that we will start is the stretching. We start with the neck, okay, with our sternocleidomastoid. We are always watching monitors and talking to somebody. They are always stressed. So flexion of the neck with your chin comes forward. So the neck, the muscle in the neck, back of the neck, stretching, and then go straight ahead. Now, I've been practicing this for many years. So if this is something doing it for the first time, you may find it very stiff. So there is no need to do what your body allows you to do. So practice makes you perfect, and also practice makes you progress. So if you're not able to flex completely, that's okay. Just take your chin to whatever level you are able to do it, and then go back straight. And if you can bend behind, so you're extending the sternocleidomastoid. Come to the front. Now you're going to the side. So you're going, your neck is tilted to the left side. Come to the center, neck is tilting to the right side. Come to the center. And then will be a rotation. Again, same, you're looking, the chin is facing down. Go to the right, back to the left side, and come in the front. It's one complete circle. Same thing, undo it, reverse. Do it one more time. You're facing down with the chin. Go to the right, back, left, and come down with the chin. Once you've done that, again sit up straight. Now your hands will be folded. close to the heart. So here you are. If you're not able to come all the way parallel, that's okay. If you're able to do it parallel, that's fine. So this is very important. You can go back, forward, back and forward. This is a movement for the wrist because all the time we are working with our fingers, interventional cardiologists, and movement of the wrist, our elbow, everything will be stiff. So this thing, the extension and flexion, exercise for the wrist as well as our fingers. And at the same time, you can continue breathing, whatever I told you all through this session. Next, what you do, this is right in the center of the chest. Raise your hands up. Now, if you have a stiff upper back, you may not be able to get the hands all the way up, but it doesn't matter. Whatever you're able to do, you can do that. So again, you're sitting straight. So we're going to do what's called as a lateral bend. So you can bend to the right. So when you're doing this, all the intercostal muscle, your lats, obliques, everything is stretching now. Some stretch in the triceps also. You're sitting straight again. Go to the other side. Hope everybody is getting a good stretch. Again, to the left, and bend to the right, stretch of the left. That's a good stretch. Bring your hands back on your thighs and let's go to the shoulders. So both the deltoids, medial, anterior, posterior are stiff. So how do you roll? You can either keep your hands on your thighs, by the side, whatever you want. Start rolling the shoulders. Forward, few times. All the muscle of the shoulders, mostly all the deltoids, and then go backwards. This also will stretch the trapezius as well as your rhomboids. Few times. Then what you can do, I'm going to show is a seated spinal twist where you're sitting like this and then put your left arm on the left thigh, take your right hand to the back of the chair and just look behind. You may not be able to see completely behind if you're stiff. So even if you are able to see to your right side, that's a good stretch. Like I told you, practice, progress, practice and progress. So now this is a good stretch. So you're able to look behind you. Same thing, right hand on the right side of the thigh. Put your left hand behind the chair and look to the back of the room. That's the seated spinal twist. Next we go what is called as a cat-cow position, which I'm going to go to the lateral side so I can actually explain it better. Again, you see there, you're sitting straight, my spine is straight, and then your chin will start coming down. Take a deep breath and flex. So your spine becomes like a cat. It goes into a U shape. Exhale. Your chest comes forward. This is the famous cat-cow position, which is ideally done on the mat, but you can do it on the chair the way I'm showing, and you can do it multiple times during the day. This keeps our spine mobility going. We interventional cardiologists are wearing the lead entire day for so many hours. So as we get older, we start having compression of the spine. The ligaments get tight. So very important that we keep the flexibility of the spine. So as we're doing that, You can also roll your shoulders. Few times. And same thing with the breath. Inhale and exhale. So that is a cat cow which I had shown. If you are able to do it on the mat, excellent. But if you are able to do it in the chair, that's also okay. Then we are going to what is called as a seated forward fold, or in truly, if you are doing it on a mat, it's called as Uttanasana, where you're going to bend. Now, same thing. If you're not able to reach the floor, that's okay. If you're able to reach your knees, your thigh, wherever you want to go down, or your leg here down here. So this is a good stretch, which will be for your hamstrings, but we go all the way down. Now a little bit. I'm going to go to the next position where you are able to go down all the way, and then you can raise your right leg up. This is extension, if you're able to do that, or you're able to even keep your right hand on the right thigh. That's only for one side. Again, come to the center, look up, extend. Come to the center. So forward bend, or usually called as Uttanasana. If you're standing and doing this, you get a good stretch of the lower back and your hamstrings. Come back and sit down. So standing long hours, wearing uncomfortable footwear, we'll have problem with our ankle also. So very easy. Raise your leg, movement of the ankle, flex, extension, flex and extend. This is for the foot. And roll your ankles one side and a different side. Rotate it. Extend your leg. Again, flex extension. That's a good stretch for both your quadriceps as well as your hamstrings. Now, if you're able to stand, let's do the other side. Same, flex, extend your ankles, rotate your ankles, both sides, flex, extend your hips and knee. Once that is done, if you're able to stand, you can put your leg, one foot, and go extend. So this will be a good stretch for your quads. Quad of the left is stretching because I have my right foot on the chair. So ideally, when you do it on the mat, this is called Anjaneyasana, where you have stretching of your hip flexors. So ideally, when you are doing any kind of a stretch or asanas, you have to keep it for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, so that you get the stretch. So other thing about yoga also is it's a dual action. So one group of muscle is stretching, another group of muscle is flexing. Now we do what's called a seated pigeon, where you raise your leg, put your ankle over your right ankle on the left thigh. Now, if you're not able, you might have stiffness of the knees and stiff muscle of the leg, so you will not be able to go all the way down. That's okay. If it is somewhere high up, it's still okay. You go all the way down. So here you have to get a stretch of your glutes, stretch of your IT band, and hamstrings. So ideally, what you could do, then lift this left leg if you want to. You'll get a better stretch. Down. Do the same thing on the other side. Left ankle on the right thigh. Press this down. You should start feeling the stretch of your IT band, glutes, and your hamstrings. You want to feel more stretch, then lift your right side of the thigh. Next, we can do what's called as the eagle position, Garudasana, where what you do depends if you're able to, get this wrapping of the hands. If you're not able to, you can just do the folding. And then same thing, the right thigh comes over the left, and then you can wrap your legs or just fold them and you can sit there. Now we'll do the other side, this way, or wrapping, left thigh over the right thigh. Everybody hears when we do yoga what are called as the warrior position, or also called as Virabhadrasana. I think for an interventional cardiologist, why is it important? As a warrior, very important in concentration. So you have warrior 1, warrior 2. So you could actually do those on the chair. You sit here. So your leg is parallel. And for warrior 1, both the hips, they're like headlights. You're facing. Depending on how comfortable you are, either you can you fold your fingers close to the chest, or you can raise them. This is Virabhadrasana 1. And most people, you want to advance, go to Virabhadrasana 2, same thing. Again, parallel, very important. You see your thigh seated. This is perpendicular. Also, you have to make sure your posture is correct, otherwise you can get injury. So here, earlier I had my leg. Now in warrior 2, you can see here, I'm just making my ankle parallel. And right now, then you extend your arm. We can consider ourselves the great warriors in the intervention field. Keep looking straight, so it's concentration, which is very important for us when we are doing all the tough cases. Come back. I think it's time for us to just wind down, sit straight, fold your hands, leave it on your thigh, just take some deep breaths, in and out. Every practice is always completed by what is called a shavasana, where you let go all your thoughts and just don't be thinking about anything. Just focus on breathing and hopefully just relaxing all the tight muscles of the body. Also, I think this kind of practice makes us very humble, makes us grounded, energized, and we are ready for another session. Thank you for practicing this 15 minutes of yoga flow.